We will never let you die. United Nations, don't you care? Syrian blood is everywhere. Theresa May, don't you care? Syrian blood is everywhere. Syria, Syria, don't you cry? We will never let you die. We will never let you die. 1, 2, 3, 4. Dictatorship no more. 1, 2, 3, 4. Airstrikes no more. 5, 6, 7, 8. Stop the killing, stop the hate. Stop the killing, stop the hate. Syria, Syria, don't you cry. We will never let you die. Aleppo, Aleppo, don't you cry. We will never let you die. Please listen to her and do whatever you can to support her and her friends in Aleppo.
Good evening, everyone. A few days ago, I received a message from Halim, a friend of us in Aleppo. He said, I owe my life to all of you, people who occupied the street to make our voice heard in Aleppo. Halim was successfully evacuated, or I may say forcibly evicted from Aleppo today. But still, we have a lot of friends who are still besieged in there. The evacuation, the forced displacement process is taking place since Monday with a lot of obstacles. And I think we're all here tonight to show solidarity for those people and to tell them that we are worried about them and we want to make sure that the last person is safely evacuated from there. But also, we want to remember that Aleppo is not the first besieged city that was forcibly evicted, like whose people were forcibly evicted, and is not the last. People from Aleppo have been posting and tweeting saying time is from blood and death in here. And by this they mean that while the evacuation process was held, injured people were dying, moms were giving birth in this freezing weather and babies were dying, moms were dying. So time is from blood and death. We're here tonight to show solidarity, but also to know that we can do a lot. We all have to hold our governments accountable. We all have to write to our government saying that we now can prevent the next massacre from happening. Aleppo, the world has failed Aleppo, but at least we can save other cities in Syria. We can save Al-Ghouta, we can save Madaya, we can save Zabadani, we can save Idlib, we can save Dar'a, a lot of cities in Syria. So we really can do a lot, and we have seen how people appreciated what we have done so far in this week. Also, I just want you, when you remember Aleppo, don't just remember the pain that you've been seeing on your screens. These are impressive, innovative people. They've been living in these very hard circumstances for so long. The siege that have been taking place for months now have worsened things more, but these people have really developed very impressive strategies to live. They were still delivering education for the children. They did urban farming to save their lives. They were doing architecture still. They were doing really very impressive coping mechanisms. So if you want to keep them in their memories, please look up what great things they did. Those people who stood up for their rights and tried to build an example of a good governance, but they were faced by these criminals of the world and by other extremists inside there. Don't get caught up in the binary of Assad and ISIS. There are people in there, revolutionaries in there, who stood up for their rights and who deserve to live a very decent life. So stand up for them and remember them with good memories, not just with pain, and do whatever you can with your governments to save them and save the rest. Thank you.
Stop the genocide! Stop the genocide! Save Aleppo! Save Aleppo! Save Aleppo! Save Aleppo! Stop the barrel bombs! Stop the barrel bombs! Stop the barrel bombs! Stop the barrel bombs!
Russians, Syrians, they say that in Aleppo there are terrorists, and often this resistance in Aleppo is confused with ISIS.
Of course not. People are caught up in the binary of Assad and ISIS, but this is not true. We are advocating for our friends, the revolutionaries and the civilians who are in Aleppo. Those are people who stood up for their rights, people who wanted to live a free life, a life of freedom and dignity. They wanted a country where their voices can be heard. They wanted an accountable government, but unfortunately the world is misinterpreting this and is confusing really the revolutionaries with the extremists and ISIS. But no, people should really understand that those who are stuck in Aleppo are the revolutionaries.
Protect the hospitals! Protect the hospitals! Save Aleppo! Save Aleppo! Down, down, Assad! Down, down, Assad! Oh, down, down, dictator! Down, down, dictator!
But how were people living in Aleppo before it was retaken by the regime?
The situation in Aleppo has been really so bad for a long time, not just during the siege, which has been taking place for months now, but even before. But still, the people inside Aleppo, the revolutionaries, have developed very impressive ways to sustain their lives. They were left without services, and with the siege, without any supplies, but they really organized in little groups and managed to do great things to sustain their lives. They did urban agriculture, they also did houses and accommodation in the peripheries before the siege for the displaced people, using the earth materials, using the resources that are available for them in there. They really organized the schools, makeshift hospitals with just the available resources they have.
Oh, down, down, criminal! Down, down, criminal! Oh, down, down, child killer! Down, down, child killer! Oh, down, down, child killer! Down, down, child killer! Oh, down, down, child killer!